In this video, we're going to review the behavior supports that are built into TD Snap and the motor planning pages. The behavior supports are located in two locations. On the top menu bar in the upper left corner, there is a clock button that you can click on. Additionally, that clock picture is also located on the left-hand side within this menu section, and it's called Dashboard. Let's click on the dashboard. Within the dashboard, you can see the volume of your device, your battery life. You can mute, volume up, volume down. It also has the time and date.
December 21st, 2023, 12:02 p.m.
And then you have access to a variety of supports. There's a visual timer, which I'm going to set by clicking on the visual timer and selecting 1 minute. You'll see that the menu bar turns red and it starts to go down. It tells you exactly how many seconds you have left. And if you click on this X, it will turn the visual timer off. Some students like to do this, so just beware. I'm going to continue presenting, and in a few seconds, you will hear a ding that will indicate auditorily that we no longer have time within our 1 minute timer. Again, the bar continues to decrease so that you have both a visual representation of time passing as well as being able to hear that auditory beep when the time is up. Let's listen for that beep now. You can turn off the ding also by clicking on the X. Let's go to one of our next supports within the dashboard. The whiteboard tool can be a great tool when you're working on drawing or possibly writing letters or numbers. So you can use your hand on your touch screen and work on the letters or whatever it is that you're drawing. You can change colors. Maybe you're working on CVC words. Or maybe you're doing a math equation. You have an eraser tool with to the right of the colors, and you also have a clear button. If you want to clear all drawings, you can hit clear. You can have multiple pages, so you can add a page by selecting the whiteboard. Select the next page. And then toggle between the two pages by clicking on the pages. You can also delete up in the upper left corner by hitting the trash can if you want to delete the entire page. You can also add an image to the picture by selecting the Add Image. To get back to our dashboard, you're going to select the back button in the upper left corner. The next support that can be very helpful is this Life Preserver or Supports button. Let me show you some of the options you have under that Supports button. Here's a sample visual schedule or sequence that you can create for your students.
First, turn on water. Next, put soap on hands. Then, rub hands together. Last, rinse and dry hands.
To get out of this sequence, you're just going to simply click on the X. Also built in are first thens.
First, I do my work. Then, I can play.
and additionally, a script. So you can create an entire script for something like introducing yourself to someone.
Hello. My name is. I use this communication device to help me communicate. I understand everything you are saying and can hear fine. Please wait while I compose my message. I will speak my message out loud when I'm finished.
To create individualized options, what you can do is go to the blank versions, the blank mini schedule, the blank first then, and the blank script. This allows you to customize. It's my recommendation that you leave these 3 as blank buttons because you can go back up into your editing button and you can simply copy and paste these as masters. So what I'm going to do is select the first then. I'm going to hit the copy button. My menu editing buttons are on the right-hand side of my screen. These 2 pages indicate copy. So you can see when I select something, it puts a little check mark. I'm going to select the first then. I'm going to select copy, and then you'll see this button below is a paste button, and there's a little number 1 there, meaning I have 1 button that I am pasting. I'm going to push that, and now you can see that it's added it. I can move this button around if I don't want it right next to my master buttons by simply clicking on it and swapping it out with a blank button on the page. Now I'm going to give this button a label. My first then is going to be for working. So I'm going to type work. I don't actually want this button to say anything, so I'm not going to select anything or type this in, but if I did want it to say something, I could type in a message here that would then go up into my message window. Then I'm going to scroll down under the action. Actually, I'm going to add a picture. So let's find a work picture. I like this one right here. I'm going to select done. Now I'm going to go into my actions. Within the actions, this allows me to edit what I want it to say. So the title I'm going to give it is work. Then I'm going to select the first step. Here it pops up another window and I want the label to say first work. So I'm going to type in work. Again, I have my work picture. If I don't like that picture or I want to take a picture from my camera, I can select one of these 2 features. Let's use this button. Now I'm going to select save. Then I'm going to edit the then step. So first I'm going to do my work, then maybe it's time for snack, if that is what my schedule or routine in the classroom is. I'm going to pick this one for snack, select done. And now I can preview what this button does. So I'm going to hit preview.
First, work. Then, snack.
I like how that sounds. If I didn't like it, I could go back and click on the button and maybe select a different picture from my list of options. Maybe I want to go back to this picture and select done and save. Once I'm done editing my first then I can select the done button in the upper right corner. Now my button is active.
First, work. Then, snack.
If you don't want students to get confused with these additional buttons, these sample buttons, or your master buttons, you can simply go back to the edit. And if you click on your menu editing bar on the right side again, there is a button that has multiple squares, and there's 2 check marks in the 2 of the 4 squares. Select that. That's your multi-select button. I'm going to select these 6 buttons for right now because I want to hide them. In order to hide the button, I'm going to select the eyeball Now I'm going to select done. Now, when my student goes to that dashboard button and the supports, they're just going to see the first then that I created.
First, work, then, snack.
If I want to go back and create another one or perhaps a mini schedule, I can go through that same process. Select this button. I'm going to copy it and then paste it. I'm going to move it where I want on the page. Oops. And now I'm going to unhide it since it is hidden. And now I'm going to say morning routine. And this may be my locker routine. So I'm going to search for a locker. Again, I could take a picture of my student's locker. Going to select done. Now I'm going to go into my mini schedule. The first step is going to be take off coat. I'm going to search for a picture. I'll just do a picture of a coat. Save. Step 2. Put away my backpack. Search for a picture of a backpack. Step 3 will be get my communication device. Go and sit at my desk. If I want to just have the label be desk, I can have a different message. Go and sit at my desk. Let's search. Done. Save. Again, you have the option to preview.
First, take off coat. Next, put away my backpack. Then, get my communication device. Last, go and sit at my desk.
So again, you can see I just put a label on this button instead of the entire message. So it's up to you how you like that to look. If you like it simplified, if you have a student that is a reader, it may be beneficial to have all of the words on the page, but keep in mind your screen size. If you have a student that has an 8-inch screen, they may not be able to see the words very well and may benefit from that visual more so than having all of the words on the button. If you have a communication device that has a larger screen, you may want to keep all of the words on the button as well. If I like this and how it looks, I can now select done. And again, I have my buttons available to help support the student. If you have any questions on how to use the supports, the whiteboard, the visual timer, or the vocabulary filter, which is located here and up in the upper message bar, please contact your speech language pathologist or your assistive technology support person for additional help.